Oh, sure. It's all right for them. They go home. I'm always here. Nobody worries about me. Working away. You know what it's like being an income tax computer? Well, let me tell you, it's lonely at the top. You should see some of the stuff I have to put up with. Don't believe me, huh? Well, for instance, here's what I mean. Harry, sorry, I never give out full names, but I can tell you a lot about him. Harry's on shift work and gets lots of time off. So last July, he picked up a few extra dollars as a house painter. Come tax time, occasionally somebody who moonlights will, what shall I say, forget to declare some of their income. Oh, Harry. It's all right, Harry. It's only me, the tax computer. Tax time again, eh, Harry? Yeah, but it's not so bad. You're not forgetting anything in your return, are you, Harry? Ever heard of cross-references, Harry? Let me just take you back a bit. Now, I know you didn't think it was much, Harry. 2 days a week for 5 weeks. But it is income, Harry. Income. And you have to declare it. Mr. Watson there hired several part-time painters throughout the year. So when it came to filling in his return, well, it was quite simple. See, if Mr. Watson didn't claim you as a legitimate expense, he'd have to pay taxes on the money he paid you. And it wasn't only you. Our Mr. Watson hired quite a few people last year. And of course, he reported it. It adds up. Now, I'm programmed to cross-reference all the information I get, so I know about the painting job. So you wouldn't forget to declare anything, Harry? Thanks a lot. Oh, and Harry, I know about the $1,200 when you work weekends at the moving company. Good night, Harry. I look forward to seeing your return. I look forward to seeing everyone's return. People like Harry are amusing, aren't they? I mean, what do they think they're dealing with? A pocket calculator? Really? What they don't know, I guess, is that by forgetting to report income, they can end up in a lot of trouble. Now, sometimes people honestly don't remember or even realize that when they earn money, it has to be declared. For example, now, where is she? Oh, good, there she is. Incidentally, I always find them. Her name is Jenny. Just moved from Vancouver. Couldn't take the rain, I guess. Little silicon chip humor. Jenny had trouble selling her house, so she rented it until the real estate agent found a buyer for her. Jenny? Hi. Jenny, it's me, the income tax computer. Oh, don't worry, Jenny. No one else can hear me. The law says we have to keep everything very confidential. Thing is, it's tax time again. And I was wondering if you remembered that when you rented your house, you got rent. Oh, good. Because that's income. Now, there are some expenses you can claim when you have a rental property. They might even offset your income. But you have to declare it on your return, right? Oh, and the $15,000 second mortgage you took to help with the sale. Yes, well, the interest on that is also income and has to be declared. Thanks a lot, Jenny. Bye. See, if people are reasonable, I can be reasonable. I mean, let's face it, my job isn't exactly the most popular one in the world. I'm a tax collector. But somebody has to do it. Now, some taxpayers are helpful, and some, well, sometimes we have to be firm. Now, here's somebody you'll get a kick out of. Robert. Been around here for ages, doing odd jobs, selling firewood, that type of thing. Hasn't filed for years. Didn't think we'd ever catch up with him. Oh, yeah. He thinks there are no records. So silly. There are public records everywhere. Every time he puts an advertisement up for his firewood, or gets his truck registration, or puts an ad in the local paper for the honey he sells. All that will eventually come to the attention of one of our people. And then they come to me. When there's no record of people like Bobby, well, watch. Hello, Bob. Nice to see you. Finally. It's me, the income tax computer. I've got a little news for you. I thought I'd come personally rather than send it. Because of your failure to file federal income tax returns, you are now liable for prosecution with a minimum fine of $200 and a maximum of $10,000 or 6 months in jail. Do me a favor. File a return, and we'll look at it. If you don't, we'll assess you. And if you don't pay up, you know what we can legally do. We can put liens on your property, seize your bank accounts. Oh, yes, it's no joke. Come on, cooperate. Oh, incidentally, your truck needs a brake job. Better drive carefully. I wouldn't want to lose you now I finally found you. Failure to file. Really? I mean, if I can deal with 15 million people a year, you don't think a failure to file is going to give me a problem? I'm state of the art, my friend. You know what else annoys me? Late filing. Excuse me. Helen, isn't it? Yes, of course it is. I'm the income tax computer. You know, Helen, my success rate in collecting taxes is among the highest in the world. Really, it is. So when you try pulling these little tricks on me, it's irritating. I mean, no respect. What do you think I do all day? Play Pac-Man? Now listen, you have consistently filed late. And it's really going to have to stop. Again, you're going to have to pay a hefty penalty, plus interest. That's the law. If you'd only file on time, Helen, you wouldn't be in this mess. I'm a sophisticated machine. Don't treat me like a portable typewriter. You'll be hearing from me. Goodbye. Really? I mean, look at me. I'm specially programmed to deal with things like that. And that's not all. Fictitious receipts, phony names, non-existent expenses. I could go on. The thing is, once they start doing it, they're risking a criminal record. Fines, penalties, even jail terms. Oh, this was a good one. Last year, this man was robbed. He lost his whole week's receipts, which he put at $2,000. It was in the papers. Now, I don't live in a vacuum. When I get information like that, I like to make a little computation. So guess what happened? He'd been telling us his sales were only $1,000 a week. Turns out he had to tell the truth on the police report, and he'd been averaging about $2,000 a week, not one. Shame on you. Tax evasion is against the law, isn't it? We caught you, didn't we? Well, let's not say catch. Let's say we tapped you on the shoulder and reminded you of your obligations. Didn't we? You were prosecuted. We got our money. And then what happened? People read about it in the papers. You started to get visitors. Your insurance company, the provincial sales tax people. Then your partners. They all came after you, didn't they? They all wanted their share. And you had to pay. Such a shame. Well, you won't do that again, will you, mister? No, sir. Bye. I'm not saying everyone's like that, even at tax time. In fact, if someone realizes that they've made a few, what shall we call them, oversights, and they come in and tell the tax office, then it's our policy not to prosecute. That is, of course, as long as they've told us everything. We call it voluntary disclosure. But if they don't come in, and they've been oversighting consistently, then no more Mr. Nice Guy. I wouldn't have these problems if everybody filled in their return, declared all income, and filed on time. That way, we would all get along. You could sleep peacefully in your bed, and oh, that's another thing. I never sleep. I never catnap. I don't even blink. Good night.
Fearsomely, brilliant, insidious. And if you don't have a clear conscience, that'll certainly worry you. But Bussière has withdrawn it after the storm of protest. Okay, free for all between now and the end of the program, after the break.